This is Palacio Infantado in Guadalajara City, Castilla-La Mancha, Spain. Fabulous structure, just beautiful. In reality, I shouldn't have come here because it's getting to dusk time and after dark, but I'm not going to have any choice today. So let's get on the road. So this is the exit of the city of Guadalajara, and we'll be getting to the outskirts very shortly. The thing of it is, because I am in battery conservation, to be able to make it home with a little juice left, I'm not going to be going very fast. Exploiting every little advantage I can get by keeping my legs closely together and taking advantage of the little downhills here. Battery's registering 47 volts, 48 when it's not doing anything. That should be enough for 48 kilometers, give or take. Nevertheless, I don't want to push the issue and run the battery low. Do you need to go this way? What isn't helpful is stop and go. But I think this is the last street lamp to the highway. The ride itself is only about 37 kilometers one way, so there should be enough left in the battery if I'm reasonably careful to get home and have a little bit of reserve. Cabanelas. Okay. So in keeping with this battery conservation mode business, I am pushing fairly hard up this overpass, for example. When I was talking about this battery, and I have in quite some detail, it's charging to 53 or 53.6 volts. Leaves me a little shy. A perfect battery is 54.6, which would add 6, maybe 9 kilometers. The good news is it's not particularly cold and it's not windy. Going into a headwind eats a lot of battery, and being cold makes the battery less efficient. But as the evening goes along, it will become less efficient, which is another reason to move with deliberation. The sun being directly in mine and automobile driver's eyes does not give me a warm and fuzzy feeling. But we'll be heading left adjacent, in about a few minutes here. So that won't be as big of a problem. I'm in power level 3, going a bit over 27 kilometers an hour. With a freshly charged battery, 31 is more realistic. Nevertheless, on the way back, I'm going to stay on the dirt farm roads called caminos. That'll keep me out of traffic. And then about, 5 kilometers later, that stretch of highway has even a better shoulder than this, and I'll get on it so I don't have to negotiate tire ruts and mud puddles. All of that business eats more battery. Mainly I just wanted to see if this ride was even doable with this new Bafang 500 watt motor, and it certainly is. The consequence, however, of the larger motor is on flats like this, I have to slow it down a little bit and be frivolous with the throttle. That's perfectly reasonable. 27 is still a respectable speed, and I'll be home in just over an hour if I could maintain it. Naturally, I won't be able to because there's some more farm roads that'll be a little bit slower, and I don't mind nursing it. But this is the Camino I was talking about, and it will get me off the highway, and it's in very good shape for the most part. Hopefully the camera won't glitch again, and I'll be able to pick this recording up. I think the other video, because it was being recorded in 4K, was just the limit, and it stopped recording right before I got to PALACIO INFANTADO, which was kind of unhappy. But I'll see if I can't trim it up and make it still a good video. Oliveira is directly ahead, and from there there's a hill climb that'll take me into Kir, then some farm roads through Via Nuevo de la Torre into Meco, and from Meco into my house is another 16 or so kilometers. Piece of cake. I did the math based on my very last ride. I would have been a couple of days ago, whatever that was, and on Friday actually. And using that math, I would have gotten 80 kilometers comfortably. Using battery conserve mode math, I should be able to push 90, which would be awesome. Generally speaking, my rides aren't over 100, so if I can get 90, that'll cover my riding radius. It may not cover some of the hill climbs that are involved, though. This ride into Guadalajara was pretty flat. Only a couple hills, nothing to write home about. I'll get the stats from the Garmin later, but I don't think it'll be more than a couple hundred meters, I don't know. The Garmin counts every little up and down, so the ride could have as much as 600 meters ascent, but in reality, you may only go up or down 100 or less. So here's the exit to Kir. I'll pick this up at the top. So, we've made it to Kir, which is awesome. This is kind of like the halfway mark home. Maybe a little more. It's a beautiful sunset, and it is getting a little cold, so I'll probably stop and put on a second jacket. I did start out with this yellow jacket and a black jacket, which is really for springtime and when it's not too cold. But the two of these together is more than enough. I don't anticipate I'll get terribly cold because I am pedaling fairly hard, so I don't know when I'll put that jacket on. I'm being very conservative with the battery, probably more so than I need to be. but I don't want to be without power for the last bit of the ride because there's some traffic, and it's very nice to have a little juice to help navigate through it. I have 46 volts left in the battery. That means I have 6 volts to play with. That's over 36 kilometers for a 15-kilometer ride. So all I have to do is be reasonable and I'll be fine. Today's ride into the center of Guadalajara is as far as I've ever gone with this new motor. So it's still a little sketchy, and if it was 5 degrees warmer, the battery would perform better. Batteries don't like it cold, and it's dropping off rapidly. It'll be 0 degrees around midnight, but it was delicious today. Tomorrow's going to be better. It promises to be 18 degrees, so I definitely want to be out. Might even be warmer. In the sun it feels amazingly warm. But being in battery conservation mode isn't so bad because bunny rabbits jump out in front of the bike and I don't want to smack one. I think I'll pause this and pick it up in mid. I was going to pause it until I got into Mecca, but this sunset is too fantastic not to record.